YouTube channel. I am Kendall Gomez with the morning horoscopes and the trending topics. We already passed the morning horoscopes. I don't know what's going on with my channel. Oh my God. I think it's the reception. Scary. Very scary. Very, very scary. Ooh. Yeah, I think it's the internet. I'm not sure, but if you guys can share my live, okay, go back to share my live. Yeah, guys, I don't know what happened to my to the video. I mean, to my reception, but I don't know what happened. Wait, hold on. I'm not too sure what happened, but it happened, and I'm back. Oh God. I don't know if my battery was dying and that's, why or whatever, but I want to get back to what I was talking about before everything got sidetracked. Let's go over here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Okay, so let's get this. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Okay. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Okay. Ooh, I tell ya, I tell ya. This has been really, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. It's trial and error. It's trial and error, guys. This is designed by trial and error. And one thing that I've learned, just don't give up. You know, um, yeah, because I was kind of like, ooh, should I come back? And yeah, I am back. Do I? Okay. So hold on for one moment. One moment. So let this room get together while the room is getting together and we gonna get people to come back. Give me 1 second. Give me one second. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I really, really don't. But it seemed as though I was having bad reception. I had very bad reception, so but getting back to the matter at hand. Let's see what's going on here. Ah, bing, 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 bing. Okay, yeah, because I was looking at this video earlier. I see a lot of videos that I agree and that I don't agree with, and it doesn't make me right, nor does it make me wrong. Let me get some light in here. It doesn't make me right, nor does it make me wrong. It just gives me my space, just like everybody else, to have their own insight and opinion on certain matters. And, whether I have one person in a room, YouTube has taught me, whether I have one person in a room or 1,000 people in a room, I still must continue to give my thanks to the viewers, and to continue with my content as if there's a million people in a room until my lives get filled and it makes sense. Because right now, a lot of things I'm still making sense. So I'm just trying to make good of this, but it's a lot going on. And it's crazy because so much is going on. Oh. Do you think let me ask you something. Do you think an alpha male can be DL? That's a big question. Can an alpha male be a DL? And this will go to show you the ignorance of some people. Some people think that an alpha male is just a male and just likes women. There's an alpha male for everyone out there. I happen to like alpha men. And my dad was an alpha man. And no, I never was, and I was protected as a child, even though like I had my own issues or whatever. But I am attracted to alpha males. I'm not attracted to, you know, the one in the seat. I'm with with the one that's in the driver's seat, right? The one that everybody goes with that, because that's how my husband is too. My husband is like this alpha male, and everybody goes. So I am attracted to alpha male men. I'm just saying, just saying. And that's why I had to come back to clear up some things, you know? So, yeah. Hi, Bobby, Council. Good morning, Grand Rising. And, we have our G dolls and then we have our RBs and then we have, our gents. Hmm. So, good morning to the G dolls and the gents and the RBs. Yes, 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 yes. I am very grateful for another day. Um, that I was able to come on and convey what I felt. I am doing great today. I really can't complain. The only thing I wanted to do was put across how I felt about the women blaming men. I mean transgender women for men being DL. That was crazy when I saw that post. I said, how does that work? What does that look like? I was confused. I was so confused. How can they blame us transgenders for men being DL? The women, thank you. But it's crazy because people do. And then they name call. And then they're like, you're a man. I know when I go in the shower, I know what my birth certificate used to say. It says female now, but I know my mom knows, my family knows what I was born as. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I don't have those hang-ups about when someone says you were born, you're a man. It's politically correct. Good, you get an A. This world that we live in is kind of, and then they didn't take my garbage, my oh God. I don't know how this works. I don't know how this garbage system works out here. It's horrible. Then they want to, in North Carolina, they make you pay for everything. And this is a part of me moving in. It's like, I guess, my initiation. So I have to call these people and schedule for them to come pick up the rest of my stuff. Yeah. And I have to pay for it. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not complaining at all about that because it's going to get done either way. So there's no need to complain. But I'm just trying to get to. nothing is I mean, there's a lot going on, but I'm not gonna say I it's a lot going on, but I'm not gonna say that there's not anything going on today, but I just wanted to share with you guys the uncomfortability of being transgender and having to put up with, just the fakeness and phoniness of people and their uncomfortability when it can be a normal conversation to get to a better place. Let's make having these conversations normal about why would you be uncomfortable about the way that another person lives and decides to do the things that they do? Why is it so important for you to tell the next person what they're doing wrong in their lives when your own backyard ain't cleaned up? Or you can snarl at the next person because they've been through something you haven't been through. But meanwhile, you're 1,000 pounds and you're sitting there talking about somebody else's life. And you have a lot of fat to get rid of. You have a lot of things I mean, yeah, I could go on. And I'm not fat shaming, guys. I'm just saying, I'm thinking about the young lady that came for the transgenders in specific. And that's why I was like, well, she went straight to name calling T.S. Madison, and then the transgender saying, y'all, men, we know what we are. We don't need you to remind us who we are. You need to remind yourself that you better not take those chips and put it in that dip because you're one breath away from a heart attack. Just saying. Clean up your own mess before you come for somebody else's life. Because their life may not be in the mess yours is, but you're trying to make yourself look good by downing somebody. And that's the part that the mistake that is the biggest mistake in the world. And it's called it's a part of systematic oppression. We have these woke people talking about, well, man ain't supposed to be with men. You'll sure be tackling each other up on that football field pretty good. I'm just saying. Men ain't supposed to be with men. No, it is the same. Because they get in that shower room and this is where the DL comes in. You gotta blame the other men too. You can't just blame the transgenders. You can't blame, everybody's complicit in this. The women, the men. I accept the transgenders. We just look the way we look and we go where we go. And then it gets to the point that we get blamed. That's why I don't I had made the decision to stop being so friendly to over friendly people because it's almost like love bombing. I love you doesn't matter anymore. It's the action. That's the most important part. I love you does not matter. It's the action. And that's for gay, the bisexual, straight. Love is love. And if you say you love something or love someone, it should be no boundaries. Because I wanted to draw my conclusion to the topic I was talking about, and that's DL men and why are transgenders being blamed um for men being DL. That's not they're gonna listen, if it's not us, it's gonna be a cat, it's gonna be the other woman, then you gonna blame who you gonna blame? The other woman now? I'm just saying. And I I understand what the young lady was trying to say, but when she began to name call, it became the worst possible piece of content. And I name call her. I called her Miss Piggy because you said all transgender. We know what we are. We don't need, but you're fat. But we didn't remind you that you're fat. That wouldn't have been nice. So, one throws a rock and the other, and nobody's hiding their hand. So it's a rock fight. Why do that when you could just sit down and have a whole conversation to get to a better understanding of, you know, And it shouldn't be a big forum. It's so simple. We need to concentrate on bigger things. There's bigger things besides transgenders and DL men. It's called, making sure our community stops taking each other out. Our community stops filming each other fighting. Our community stops knocking the next person because they haven't been or experienced some of the things, or they're hiding their faults and making somebody else's for, putting it out there on Front Street. I'm just saying. Because don't we all have stuff and dirt and things? Because you try to make, I don't know, people try to make transgenders look so bad, and I be trying to understand where that's so confusing. That we're, people are people. But I'm gonna say this: it's not the ethnic transgenders that make us look bad. And I'ma just say it. It's some of the ones that get older, these privileged white folk, and Imma just say it. And they go into these bathrooms, not been no type of hormonal therapy, and they get in, they dress up in yags, and then run into a bathroom, and they get called out. This is why I have to, because I gotta watch it. I don't trust anybody. My trust has maybe one person, but my trust really, and it's gone down the. So I realize that's traumatizing, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like, I can't get emotional over somebody else's, emotions. I have to play this fair. Those are other people's emotions, or because it turns emotional from an opinionated emotion, and it becomes very ugly. I'm good this morning, Seneca Bradley, and yourself. Yeah. So we just got to get to a better place so we can understand what's really happening in this world. People should be able to love who they love without being embarrassed. People should be able to, if they wear blue or red, that shouldn't be attached to anything, or whatever, yellow, it should never be attached to anything. The world is free to live in. Why do we gatekeep certain areas? Like, huh? When did that start? When did gatekeeping start on a lifestyle? Why are people so concerned on what is up under somebody's dress, pant? What are they doing behind closed doors? That's never been important. How you living? What are you doing to, uh, better yourself, to get to your, personal best goal? Because each of us have a personal best goal. That's if we concentrated on our personal best, all of us, the world would be a much better place. And we would be able to have better spaces to talk about some of the things that we, the way we perceive it. I believe um, that young lady needed some assistance in mental health therapy. Because for you to come out and start name calling, that's where it went left. If she would have went on, I kind of would have agreed with her on one thing. It's the men. I would have agreed if she would have came to that, but she didn't come to that conclusion. She shifted the blame off of men, the DL men, on us transgenders, and said that we are still men, but men still sleep with men. Whether you want to believe it or not, I believe any round circle a man can put his stuff into, that's where he's going. If he can get a feel good moment, that's where he's going. A man is going to go to a feel good moment. He's not going to go to anything that grows. He's there because it makes him feel good. He likes what he sees because a man is going to go where he wants to go. He's going to show you where he wants to be. You can't make a man. And that's a hard lesson I had to learn. I can't make a man be where he wants to be. That's not my job. My job is to be my personal best, be at my, be in my personal space, uh, live my best truth and be myself. And that's it. And that's why I came and spoke on this because it was very disturbing to see a woman come at a trans woman or anybody come at a trans woman and be so just ignorant. It's ignorance at its best. And guys, can you share my live if you don't mind? And you're a raggedy bitch. Are you a raggedy bitch? Wait a minute. Are you a raggedy bitch? Let's go there. Yeah, let's go there. Are you a raggedy bitch? Because I am Kendall Gomez, and this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am transgender. But see, I can't see you. You can see me. See, if I could see you, then I can have my opinion on you. Matter of fact, let me go look at your channel and see what you got going on. Let me see. I can't even see your channel. Wait, wait, wait. Mm-mm-mm. I'm trying to see what you look like and see what you listen to. That's all I'm saying. And share my live, guys. Yeah, because only a raggedy or RB, we're gonna call it because we have our G dolls here, we have our gents here, and then we have our RBs. Our RBs are always last because we don't deal with raggedy. Raggedy RBs get kicked out this room real quick. Kicked out my live chat. So yeah. Um, and would it matter if I am? How would it affect you if I am transgender? How is it gonna affect you? I'm just asking. Would it make your day bad? Are you that mentally incapable of taking a look at someone else without feeling that uncomfortable? And that's the part we need to make normal. Let people live and let live. That should be normal. And we're talking about the DL men. That's what we're talking about. And I've never exposed the DL man. And I've been with rappers. Yes, I've been with rappers. I've been with a couple of celebrities. And I've never said a word. Only because it's confidentiality. This is back in the day. I'm married. But what I'm saying is that is it right to expose a man you've been with, like as being transgender? No, it's not right. Well, and you're a raggedy bitch. Wilbert Howard, you're a very raggedy bitch. Times 10. There's nothing delusional about me. You want me to be delusional because you can't even get the effects. You probably couldn't even get what I got going on. From car to house to clothes to education to any, you probably would never, you're probably at the bottom of the motherfucking uh, totem pole when it comes to finances. You're probably really broke, and you might be, you might be someone that I know that might put on a wig. I believe you're a wig wearer and you may be bald with a beard, and that's why you're up here. Or you might be cross-eyed with pox on your face, or you just might be bald and 60 some odd years old and just bald. Or you might be young and confused, but you're up on mine, and there's nothing big about me at all. Because we're not going to begin to beat up on the LGBTQ. I'm not going to allow any of you to come in my room and do that. Nope. I'm not going to allow anybody to come in here and beat up, anyone from the LGBTQ and then make me feel bad. You cannot make me feel bad. I woke up feeling really good this morning. And yes, being transgender, I am transgender, but it doesn't mean that you'll be able to get in the bedroom with me. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stand up and twirl and do a pop, dip, and spin and end up on the floor. It doesn't mean any of that. Everybody is their different own individual. And once you understand that, the world will be a much better place. But even if you don't, and you run into the wall face first to get a clue, it doesn't matter, long as I understand. I don't care what you understand, right? And that's the most important part, that we are all comfortable in our own skin. And you see how quick the RBs I kicked out of here? Because there's always a RB standing around the corner plotting. And that's the part that we need not to normalize. But this is where voting for President Trump came in. Y'all thought y'all were just getting rid of transgenders. Y'all got rid of jobs. Y'all got rid of your baby mamas, because I know half your black men don't take care of your kids. And I'm gonna say this very, very seriously. The majority of black men don't take care of their kids. We need to normalize that. I grew up in a two-parent home. And the reason why I'm so comfortable in my skin, because my dad gave me his blessings before he died. My dad was a very alpha male that did not like this lifestyle, but he loved his child. But if you weren't loved, that's fucked up. Even though my mom doesn't agree with my lifestyle, I guarantee you this. When I got locked up, she made sure I had food. She made sure I had communication with her. A lot of y'all don't even have that, and y'all straight. What do you mean? When I went upstate and my family stepped up to the plate. I don't know about yours, because a lot of y'all be, you know what I mean? But yeah. And who cares about what you think? You are a nothing nobody that goes around trying to make somebody feel bad. I want to throw up on you. The same size shoe your mama wears with her broken back. I love hiding users because they just come back, they make. But seriously, guys, there's nothing really a lot going on. That's why I really wanted to talk about what's going on with the transgender community and the world that we live in. And a lot of, and I'm going to just say this, a lot of women befriend us, but they're really not our friends. It's infatuation. It's a awe. Like when people find out I'm transgender, oh my God. Oh my god. But the people that I know that wanna try to hurt me, like, they can't hurt me, and half those people that are trolls on here are people that I know. Me and a friend talked about that last night. Hi, the JD Cat. Yeah, me and my friend talked about that last night, that half of the trolls that come on your page are people that really don't like you, but they don't have enough guts to say it in your face, and they won't come up on their real names. And that's sad. And that's hate. And I wish YouTube would expose some of these people. I wish YouTube, I know there was a YouTube because I would love to see some of your profiles, get at some of you all real hard, get some of my family and friends, and we all just sit around and go at you hard. And then their friends and every, because it's not going to end. If I get a hold of you, then you're going to be like, they're bullying us. Yeah, because we're going to get around and sit around and whip your with our opinions. And this for educational and entertainment purposes only, guys. I'm just kidding. We ain't got that type of time. We get to the bag. Yeah, but a lot of people. Oh yeah, I bully them. I bully them. Never let nobody. If you know me from New York, honey, I don't never let nobody. It's just the level of respect that I have for myself and I have for my trans sisters. That's why I'm talking about this T.S. Madison and that young lady that came up there, that, the one with the fat face and the fat hands and the lip ring, and saying that they're blaming transgenders for men being DL. I thought that was disgusting. How can you blame transgenders for men being DL? Men have to take part. Men don't take part. We're gonna just say this, and I'll be honest with you. Being born male, there was a lot of times I didn't take responsibility for my actions when I was younger because I was so called straight. I have a 36-year-old son, by the way. I do. And the crazy part is that I didn't know until lately, but I'm gonna tell you, I never took responsibility for the dumb stuff I used to do. I never took and then until I got older. Because men don't mature as fast as women. Because women got to take, and I had to mature once I became transgender and I got out of the survival mode and I got back into the workforce. It was being responsible. Becoming transgender taught me how to be responsible, believe it or not. Because I had to get up, I had to make sure my bills were paid. Because I want to be tight and everything. And over the years it got better. I'm in a townhouse. I got my car sitting in the front because I don't like to brag about what I have. It's all a blessing. But at the end of the day, I had to be more responsible as women. I give women their flowers, but the ones that feel uncomfortable because they are so male centered and not personal, person centered around their self and taking personal responsibility for their feelings, go talk to the therapist about it. So the therapist can tell you that's not, no, it's the man's responsibility for his DL actions. It's really not, it's not our responsibility as being transgender. I don't know who's, married and all that stuff. And even the straight women don't know who's married and stuff. And they meet these guys and stuff like that on these dating sites or on the street or at the gas station or wherever. We don't know. So the young lady's telling us we shouldn't date men. I'm like, what? And me a good old alpha male. Wait a minute now. I'm married to an alpha male. Me a good old alpha male. We're not together right now. I've been with him for a very long time. But the point being is that I'm used to alpha male, so I'm not going to turn the alpha male away. So yeah, I was just talking about the young lady that was going in on TS Madison and blaming the transgenders. And I thought about some of the so-called friends I have, the female friends and stuff. And since I become transgender, um and I've been transgender since I'm 35, by the way. I decided to come, clean and say, I want to be transgender. Thank you, Octavia St. Laurent. She gave me Octavia. Me and Octavia were like this when we lived in Queens, and I used to look at her in awe. I used to be like, oh my God, she's so bad. And she would cross the street and the trucks and people. And now it happens for me. But I try to, oh, thank you. I try to hold myself to a I'm out of survival mode, so I no longer do fair exchange, no robbery. You know what I mean? Owen Wallace knowing. I live, and thank God for Mr. Gomez because he gave me that insight that I didn't have my husband. I love my husband for that. He gave me a better insight. Like, he's an amazing man. We all are a lot of things, but he's an amazing man because he set the precedence to let me know you're better than that. And when you get around somebody that's like that and they can say you're better than that, that's a good person. When they know, and I married him and I took care of his son, I lived, the life that I had wanted until it was the life I didn't want, but now it's the life I want back. But I want better for us as he did for me. I always want better for us, right? And we may not be together right now, but I pray for his well being because I want, that's my husband. And so I live as I'm married. I haven't been with anybody in eons. It is what it is, and even if he never comes back, even if he never Um, because there's so many secrets, so many people know things that I don't know about that situation of him and I breaking up, and I'm not mad at that, or him and I not being together. And it put me in a place where I had to make a decision. And it was pardon me, it was concentrate on Kendall. It was to concentrate on Kendall and pick up and leave New York, come to North Carolina, end up in a townhouse, and have other responsibilities so I can concentrate on that for a better life. God had put me in such a better position that I said we both can be here. But hopefully he gets here. And if he doesn't, I hope he gets there. I don't wish him nothing bad because I realize anger doesn't help a situation. Acceptance does. And so I accepted the fact that we're not together. I also accepted the fact that it's not the other woman that I was so-called blaming. It's me and him. I married him. It's the same thing as that woman was saying. The woman was saying, oh, if you leave the man alone, well, if you do leave the man alone when they don't want to be bothered, they're going to show you where they want to be. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. It irks them. I know someone, right? And we were in the shop. There's certain behaviors that I allow, whether they're gay, straight. There's certain behaviors that I will allow myself to be around. And when it comes to downing why somebody are the way they are, when it comes to saying we are abominations, well, a lot of stuff, I'd be like, oh, those two front teeth are abominations, or that you know, I could say a lot, right? But I don't. All I do is I listen and then I remove myself. I look and then I remove myself because I've been traumatized for so many years. Hi, Gracie Johnson. I've been traumatized for so many years. I can tell warning signs when someone doesn't like me or anything. My day is going good. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I know when someone's being shady. I know when someone's being funny style. I know when someone has talked about me to their friends because the way they're friends with their kids or whoever. Yeah, because I've been traumatized. So I know those signs. And this is like, it's elementary. It's simple. You know the warning signs of, okay, get away from this thing because this thing is not really being genuine. And I'm talking about females, transgenders, men, and I don't call men this thing, but it's just an analogy I use, right? But I just really think that it happened to me yesterday. They were like, "You're a man," and I'm like, "Yeah, I was born male," and that dispels for me. It dispelled. 'Cause when I first came on to the internet scene, I was afraid for someone to, because people weren't getting into my tea. People weren't saying, "We know you're a man." No, they were like, "Oh God, you're beautiful, blah, 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 blah." And I was on this app called Bigo, and for years, because I was on it for years, and even Miko, they didn't know I was transgender. It's no makeup, I swear to God. How they do that at the balls? No makeup, no makeup, right? It's not to show that my how, but it's also called responsibility, taking I was my moderator. But I don't need one here. You guys are so pleasant, and I so love you guys. That was my best friend. And that's one of the one people, her and my other best friend. You. Yeah, I try to be sweet until I ain't sweet, no. And I love that. I love the fact that I can reach someone to say, I don't believe in this, and this is my opinion, and this is my experience. But I just didn't like the fact that they were beating up T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison, and I mean by verbally, they were beating up T.S. Madison and saying this and saying that. But I love T.S. Madison. I remember when I first came home from prison, right? And I ran into to T.S. Madison and I text her and I told her she was such an inspiration. And years later, here I am working on being an inspiration to the younger generation. Because I was out there, I was selling my body, I was on drugs, I was prostituting, I was meth I was doing all of those things that were dangerous mentally and spiritually, because you sleep with one person and that person that slept with it, and it was all this energy, and it took all these years to get. I am from the United States. Yeah, I am actually from New York, but I moved to the Carolinas, so I am here in the Carolinas. Yes. Oh, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I usually do the morning horoscopes and the trending topics, but this is a trending topic. This is an ongoing topic. And it's really, I don't go, or I really never talk about transgender issues because there's so many other issues in this world. Today, I figured I'd park and let people know who I am Kendall Gomez is. Okay? And Kendall Gomez is a 58-year-old transgender. Well, I tell you, North Carolina is pretty expensive. They didn't take my the receptacle for the recyclable. They take the cardboards from the boxes when I moved in here. I had about 50 boxes, and I did everything I was supposed to do except tie them up. So I have to go get some plastic because it rained and everything. So I have to go get some plastic gloves and put this stuff and just wait. I don't even know what to do. It's crazy. And then if I take it to the dump, I want to go to the dump. I'm scared to go to the dump. Why do I have to go to the dump? I'm not going to the dump. So I'm gonna call these people to see if they can come and pick this up. Thank you. Thank you, babe. But anyway, yeah, guys, just make sure you subscribe to my channel. I try to be real as possible because I know I was talking to a friend of mine, and even the transgenders do it to one another. They'll come on to someone's live that they're not friends with anymore, and they'll call them man and this and that. And that's a that's a sickness right there. Why would I go on to another transgender's live and say, you're a man, you're a man? This is why they could be so disrespectful to us because we're disrespectful to one another. Let's make protecting each other normal again. Let's make our our opinions not get in the way of protecting our flowers, our other flowers. The dolls, I call them flowers, G dolls, because Mrs. Gomez, the G doll, the head G doll, right? But to all my G dolls, you're all are beautiful. That's for the, genetically born female and the transgenders. And that's one of my best friends right there. Uh, you know, I said I didn't have any friends because she's not here. My other friend is not here. And there's nobody here to hang out with. There's nobody. I came down here on the premise that I was gonna do something with a female, and it got different. Soon as she saw my shit was together, it got different because I wasn't allowing her to run me. I don't allow people to run me. I'm the boss. See, I can't allow people to think that they can run me because I chose to live a certain way. That doesn't mean I'm dumb. Thank you. It doesn't. And to answer your question, no, I don't have a dog. I want a dog though. So if you want to donate for me to getting the type of dog I want a Pomeranian. My cash app is K million trillion. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. Oh, guys, let me give you a hair tip. Let me give you a hair tip real quick before we continue. My one tip to you is there's three types of cutting when you go to do someone's hair, and it's uh the one thing that I can say, when you sit in a chair and you're growing your hair out, right? You can ask for three things. And remember this, guys. You can ask for a trim, which is usually, it could be an inch or less or more, all depending on the damage of the hair, right? And then you have a light trim. You're just, and well, no, it's a cut that brings different shaping, different aspects, all depending on what what type of face shape you have and everything else. And then you have a trim, and then you have something called dusting. You're just taking off the very, very ends to keep the hair healthy because it's in good condition and all that stuff, except at the very, very ends. There's three types, and you can ask for a cut, which is going to reshape and redefine how you look. And then you're going to have a trim, which is like an inch. It could be an inch or more or less, right? To even out all the hair. And then you have dusting, where you just get the minimal because the hair is really in healthy condition, right? And it's still growing. So, yeah, but it's at the professional's discretion and the client's discretion. Yeah. So you tell them I want dusting, so they get the minimal. Or a light trim, which is dusting, but a trim could be pretty heavy because you want to make sure that everything connects. It's a science to cutting hair. I love what I do as well. I've been doing it for 35 years. Matter of fact, my license is right here. I gotta transfer my license to the Carolinas. Yeah. It's good until 2030, but I am a licensed cosmetologist for 35 years, maybe 36. I am 58 years old, been around the world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I also wanted to share with you guys, there's a lot of females that I ran across that I was cool with before I became transgender, and they learned a lot of hair tricks and stuff from me, or they got their hair done and they no longer really vibe with me the way they used to vibe with me because they're like, and they keep calling, and then they have this thing with calling me him. And I'm like, do not call me him. Okay, Gracie, let me make sure I follow you. Oh, how do I follow you, my love? Oh, I don't know how to follow you. I need to follow you. You go live? Okay, good. But anyway, guys, um, I'm gonna make sure I try to follow you once come off. Yes, but at the end of the day, um, I realized that they weren't friends from the beginning. They were just users. Because there's people that'll use you and then dog you out. And you have to discern that. And I started to become very good at that. Very, very good at that. Because it's trauma based. I go to therapy and I see a psychiatrist because I'm also a retired veteran, 100% service connected, uh, PT, final and total. So when I talk in therapy and stuff, this is why I know more about me. And even when I get caught up in the midst of my brain, and this is so important once again, is to do self work so you know your self worth. Don't point the finger because when you point the finger, you have three pointing back. Hmm. And even, I try to lay low because with Donald Trump in office, I really try to lay low. I don't even travel. And they gave me a female ID once I came to North Carolina and they hate transgenders here. Those were the ones that banned the transgenders from using the bathroom. Thank God I have 3 bathrooms in my house. I had 3 bathrooms, Steve.